can't explain to people what another dimension would look like because it doesn't have forms that are receivable from human eyes. So when I see people putting stuff like, this is what it would be like in the fifth dimension, this is what it would be like in the eighth dimension, this is what it would be like in the 11th dimension. Yes, and I've been there. Yes, I've been there many times. I've hung out with Zeus, and I hung out with Lord Gobblezop from the planet of Nephron. No, come on, guys. These guys are taking fucking mushrooms, and they're using, they're hanging out with their friends, they're doing whatever, or they're getting alone, and they're trying to be at peace. But they still have all their thoughts from all the stuff they've done, and they're not going through them one by one and letting them go. What they're doing is they're letting them affect how they think. Their neural brain system is just taking what they're hearing and it's turning it into something that they're thinking, and it's appearing in front of them. And the mushrooms are more entities that you can't handle. A lot of people just cannot handle what mushrooms try to show them. Because if you think of the word spore, do you know there are millions of spores, okay? Millions of spores in a little drop. Well, maybe not as much. There's millions of spores, okay? So when you take those mushrooms and you activate them in your saliva, when you see, if you put a mushroom and you dry it out, and you activate it in saliva, or in water even, you see it gets its stuff back. It comes back. It rejuvenates. Most things, once you snip them from the ground or something like that, or pluck them from their roots, they don't do that. They start to wither and decay. The reason mushrooms do help people in certain ways, or do their damage in certain ways, if they're eaten by people and they're not agreeing with their bodies, is because those energies regrow and live more in water. So you want to give them the intention when you put them in your body to say, hey, this is what I want you to grow into. You don't go, okay, I could eat like a tiny thing, and it'll go in my body, and it will feed me because it continues to grow. That's why you don't have to eat to survive. You are a walking, talking plant animal. Your plant inside you can provide the animal inside you if you just live off plants long enough to let your body adjust to that system. A vegetarian can live for a very long time. A vegan can live for a very long time. Most people who've lived to be very old ages, like the superhumans or whatever, the 115 plus people, I've been way older than that. Not joking. But, the people that we study now and we ask them why, they usually say because they have a very high vegan or vegetarian diet. And it's not the kind of diets we have here. It's not meat. It definitely isn't meat. Some might have some fish, but it's from clear water places, and they have well intentions when they do it. I don't say that doesn't make me condone eating fish either. But, sorry, scratchy throat because I was yelling a little earlier, trying to get someone's attention, and my throat just hurts. So anyway, sorry. I'll probably edit that out because there's no reason for me to say about that. But why would I edit out? Screw it. So where I was at was, people, we are in a place where things are changing so much that many people are trying to explain it. So we get into these dimension conversations, and we have people saying there's 12 dimensions, there's 11 dimensions, there's 54 dimensions. I'll tell you, there really are infinite, because numbers are nothing. So infinite is all there is. There's never been an amount of anything. We do figure things out. We give them words to say they have amounts so that we can make sense of it. We have to make sense. Everything that we sense, everything that we see, everything that we say, everything that we touch, taste, feel, everything is a sense of some sort. So we're making sense of things by talking about them in words and numbers. And the numbers are obvious, but the words are too. The letters are just extreme numbers. And they sort of go backwards in order and forwards in order, and it matters on what dialect you want to speak. I know every dialect. The people that speak them don't know them. That's the problem. Because they meant to change letters for shapes. We've always lived a way that our letters and our shapes and our sound pronunciation creates our life. including the plants and animals around us. They are so at one with us, we don't understand it. And just because they're at one with us, of course, they don't know in our physical expression because we don't know in our physical expression. So how do you think that's going to work? It's not. So therefore, we end up really harming ourselves, making up ideas in our mind, fearing things that we don't understand, and they come true. Just like 50 years ago, people were like, oh, we're going to have robots in space someday. And it was just like a no way, no how, that's not going to happen. We don't have that kind of power to do that. And we had enough people work on it because it was something expected. We put that intention, and there it is. Those things happen when we try. We can do anything when we try. It does matter on what we focus on. And people that are saying it, but then they're focusing on the wrong things themselves. They're focusing on money. They're focusing on success or affluence or all those silly things. You know, it's ridiculous. It makes me feel bad for them. I feel bad for the millionaires. I feel bad for Bob Proctor when he dies because his intention was to help many people. And I know that, and he knows that, and everyone that knows him knows that. And all these people that are trying to help people, their intention is to help people. But there's a very it may be hidden very deep, but some of them may be very shallow behind closed doors when they're not on the camera. And they may just be capitalizing and looking for all the money and wanting all the fame and glory and recognition. A lot of them do. And that's fine too. It really is. I don't mind. I used to do it. In many lives, I did it. I've been, like I say, I've been the killer, the murderer, the horrible man. But I've been the saint in all of them. All of them. And I'm not saying it to sound cool, because it's not. It's a very spooky thing for a human being to actually have had this experience. None have. I've had the experiences of those beings. And everything that we thought was so fascinating about their whatever, and their story and their saga, it was amazing. It was brilliant, and it did touch hearts. But what happened in my life will touch every heart, because I could tell all their stories, plus mine, plus yours, plus everyone's. And that is a gift. But people will get jealous. I don't want it. I don't want money for it. I just want to help you. So why would you get jealous of me for wanting to help you? By knowing, because I care that much. If you had a true parental or guidance kind of figure, here it is. And I want nothing from you. I don't want your love. I don't want your respect. I do deserve them. In actual words, how we would say them, I do deserve your love and respect. I do deserve recognition. But Dan doesn't give a shit. Dan doesn't want it. Dan thought he wanted to be like super dad and, make sure his kids graduated and look at how silly that looks when you actually understand what's going on. Does any other animal of any sort, of any species, of any kind of genus out there worry about graduating school, worry about qualifying for everybody else? They all do their own herd things and they all do their own way, but they're way different. Nature acts accordingly. People act retardedly. So, not all of them. I'm not trying to put anyone down at all. But when you do things on purpose that you know are bad for you, it's retarded because it's stopping yourself from doing something. Retard. That's all it means. To slow yourself down. And when a person's retarded, they're slower than somebody else. So I mean in those contexts. People act retarded. They slow themselves down. But they do it on purpose. They're all born with a deficiency. They're all born. I was born with the same deficiency. And I allowed it to continue by letting other people tell me what was. And that's something I got to stop people from doing. I can tell them what is, so they can then make it what's going to be for them. That's the truth. That's how it works when you really wake up. So, hello? You up?